Raed and Abu Raed recently relocated to Tel Abyad with 13 members of their family. They've been displaced several times in eastern and northern Syria as they continually found themselves living in battlegrounds.
We left our home in 2017 because the American jets were conducting airstrikes around Mayadeen. We didn't know what they were trying to hit, but we had no choice but to leave our home. The YPG gathered us all and took us to a camp in Al-Sad. They kept us there for more than a month, and then they forced us to move towards Jarablus. And then we stayed there for 2 years. When these areas were liberated, we decided to come here because we have relatives in the area. And I hope the next move we will make will be back home.
The US-backed YPG terror group was pushed out of Tel Abyad and the surrounding area after Turkey launched its third offensive in Syria in October. Turkish soldiers fought alongside opposition fighters in the Syrian National Army.
There is a huge difference in treatment. The Syrian National Army gives us complete freedom. As civilians, nobody gets involved in our affairs, but the YPG gets involved in everything. They have no respect for civilians.
Now that the family has moved to Tel Abyad, they're hopeful better things will come.
We just want to go back to our homes. We want the problems to get resolved. There are people who have been displaced for 3 years, some for 7 years, or even 8. I've been displaced for 2.5 years. Everyone wants to go back to their homes. They want Syria to be united. This is not just my hope. This is the hope of all Syrians.
Prices for essential goods are high in the town on the Turkish border, but locals say they're enjoying a renewed sense of freedom.
When the YPG was here, the young people could not even go out into the streets. Unless you joined their armed units, you could not go out. We were all sitting in our homes. Whenever the YPG started their forced recruitment, we would hide in our homes and we wouldn't dare to go out.
Turkey says it wants to voluntarily repatriate up to 2 million Syrian refugees to areas where the YPG has been removed. But threats remain.
Life is slowly returning to normal here. Although the town has been cleared of YPG terrorists, locals say attacks persist. This used to be a busy marketplace before November's deadly car bomb blast. At least 14 people were killed. I spoke to the head of the council about some of the challenges the town still faces.
When the YPG was here, they put explosives in the schools, the mosques, the homes. They put explosives in nearly every building in the city. It stopped all forms of life here. We spent a month after the liberation just clearing explosives left behind by the YPG. They even left explosives in the churches. We faced a lot of trouble trying to clear these mines. We're still working on clearing them. They didn't stop there. You saw the places where they sent 5 car bombs that killed children, women and old people.
Critics of Turkey's offensive in northeastern Syria have accused the Syrian National Army of human rights abuses. But Joseph, an Assyrian Orthodox Christian, remains in his home and church.
Right now, the Turkish military and the Syrian National Army have put soldiers on duty to protect our church. We are here and we are close by, and we are standing in the church right now. We can go and come from our churches as we please. We come and hold prayer services anytime we like.
The leader of the Sultan Murad Brigade, one of the Syrian National Army's largest and best trained groups, says his forces will continue fighting all forms of terror.
The international community is always divided about defining terrorism. But in fact, there's only one kind of terrorism, whether it's Daesh or the YPG. Sure, the YPG worked side by side with the international coalition to fight Daesh. But as Turkish President Erdogan said, they want to defeat one terror group with another. That's why we have fought all types of terrorism, whether it was Daesh in Euphrates Shield or the YPG in Olive Branch and Peace Spring operations. There's no difference in their battle tactics. They all depend on conducting terror attacks with explosives.
2019 was a challenging year for citizens of northeastern Syria, but they've endured nearly 9 years of war, and they hope their resilience will carry them into a better 2020. Obaida Hitto, TRT World, Tel Abyad, northern Syria.